Now, these graphics don't have to be in the geometry as we've established. They just need to be visible so that we can use them for renderings and things like that. It's just nice to have them out here. And the best way to do that is using surface geometry. If we were to use these to create solids, then those solids might actually end up by accident in some of our manufacturing geometry or 3D printing geometry or something, and that's usually not what we want. So if we make these surfaces, then we don't have to worry about that contingency, and everybody rests a little bit easier. So what we can do is go back to that surface that, remember, we still have this exterior surface geometry here that represents the outside face of this thing. I'm going to hide that again, but I'll select it, go up to my Surfaces tab, and I'm going to offset that surface by some very small amount. Let's call it 0.1 millimeters, and it really, just comes down to what tolerance you are using when you're viewing stuff. And by the way, you got to make sure that you're offsetting in the correct direction. It looks like I did it inward. I need to flip that direction so we're going out, so that this surface is actually outside of our buttons by a small amount. I'm also going to take this and apply a color to it. And in this case, let's just give it a bright white color. I'm going to assign that to that entire feature, that entire body. So we have white color to look at. And then we're just going to use this background sketch to trim that. So I'll go to Trim Surface. And this time under Trim Type, I'm going to grab the Standard mode. Our trim tool will be our sketch that's imported. And then down below, in the areas that we select, we want to remove selections. And I'm going to click this outside area here to get rid of that. Also, any enclosed areas like the inside of this R, we're going to have to click those as well. And then hit OK. And that's going to trim this surface down to all of those graphics. And from there, I should be able to hide this sketch. And we're left with just those surfaces exactly where the graphics should be. And if we were rendering this in KeyShot or something like that, then we'd be able to see those. So I'm just going to repeat that same exact process for the other set of graphics, the numeric graphics. So I'm going to create another offset of my ID master using the same offset distance, but going outward again. And I'm going to apply a different color to it just so that I remember that this is separate. We'll make this one, let's say, yellow for that whole body. Go up to my Trim Surface command, Standard mode. We'll use this as the tool. We're going to remove selections. So I'll click this outside piece here, and also the inside of this number 4, the inside of my number 6, and the inside of my number 8, 0, 9, and the R here at the bottom. That looks good. Hit OK. And we now have graphics mapped to the front of our object. I'll hide these sketches, and we can go back to our main assembly. We'll set that top housing back to not be ghosted, and we'll see the graphics are now mapped there where we can see them. Nice.